Hello again, and welcome to my channel. This is 80s Luxe Fantasy. My name is Obsidian, and today I want to talk about my knitting and crochet projects that I've been working on and my plans for future ones for next year. So, very exciting news. I went to Joann's recently, and I got quite a few yarns for quite a few projects that I'm very excited for. I don't buy yarn unless I really know what I want to do with it. For the most part, sometimes I do buy yarn if it's very tempting, but then I usually pretty quickly figure out what I want to do with it because that's just the kind of person that I am. So that's kind of what happened when I went to Joann's yesterday. I found a couple skeins that I liked, I was just obsessed with, and I was like, I need to think of something to make. When I got home, I immediately knew what I was gonna make. So these were the two skeins. As you can see, they've already been used a bit. And they're just the Big Twist flex or fleck. And they are just they're so pretty. Look at that. So the blue is called Pool Party, and I was like, you're joking. That's so cute. And then the pink is called Strawberry Smoothie. And I think sometime last year or earlier in 2024, I got the black version of that, which I think is called sesame something, sesame ice cream. And I just made a granny square altar cloth with it. And after that project, I knew that it was a yarn that I really enjoyed. I honestly really love the texture of it, and the flecks are really pretty, and I think the perfect amount of flecks for a yarn like this. So this was kind of a yarn that I just bought knowing that I was really gonna like it, and also because it's really cute. And also you will see a theme in this video, and maybe you can see a little bit of it behind me right now. Let's just say I'm drawn to two very certain colors. Yeah, so I'll just show you what I've been working on, and that is some granny squares. Here's one. Here's another one, a bigger one, another bigger one, and yeah. So I've been really needing more hats in my life. I have several beanies. I have one kind of newsboy cap style hat that I made that I'm just obsessed with. And I I realized I think a hood would be really nice in my life. Like a balaclava, like a granny square balaclava. Whenever I see them, they're really cute, and I've thought for a while that I should make one, I just never have. And then I saw Breathing Yarn's video about the balaclava that she made out of granny squares, and I thought it was so cute and just perfect. So I basically followed exactly what she did, just slightly different because the yarn is slightly different. I believe this yarn is a little heavier weight than the yarn that she used, and I too have a very tiny noggin. So um she did 10 rows alternating colors for her big squares and half of that, so 5 rows for the little ones. Since this yarn's a little thicker, I chose to do 8 rows for the bigger squares and 4 rows for the little squares. And yeah, I started weaving in the ends for these, or I wove in the ends for the little squares, and then I have to do the big squares next, which I'm really not excited about. I kind of had to fight myself to weave those ends in. I was like, I kind of can't leave them like this because they definitely will show through. So yeah, not excited to weave in the ends, but very excited to put them all together. And I'm also gonna do a similar thing that she did with the knit ribbing around the collar and the eye cord around the face part. Super excited for that. I've already decided, like I knew right away I was gonna use this blue for the ribbing. And I think for the I-cord I might do a pink. But yeah, goodness gracious, look at these colors. They're just so perfect to me. They feel so like retro to me, and like the blue, especially with the green flecks that are in it and like the bright pink, it's so 90s to me. And I love the 90s. I love the 80s, obviously. So these colors are just perfect. I think they're so cute. And yeah, it just reminds me of like a pool party. I can't get over it. Oh, I know for like the side pieces, I wanted to attach them using a pink single crochet or slip stitch because the outside borders for all of my granny squares are blue, and I think that contrast would be really pretty. But I felt like connecting the little granny squares, that detail would look kind of off. So I did something different. I've never seen this technique before, but I'm also not gonna claim that I invented it because is that even possible with knitting? Anyway, this is what I came up with. So if you can see that, I'll do a close-up later. Um, Basically, in the single spaces here, I did single crochets, and then in between that, on the reverse side, I did slip stitches. And I was inspired by a technique that I saw on Instagram with granny squares. I also don't know what it's called, but basically, instead of doing a regular granny square, every other row is a single crochet in the space and some chains, and then another granny square stitch. And I thought that like little in between looked really cute. So I figured out a way to do that with the join, and to me it looks like a mini square in between the squares, or it looks like polka dots. I think it's super adorable. So like, I don't know, if I had to name it, I would name it like dotted join or like mini squares. Mini squares join. I don't know, kind of cute. And then I showed my girlfriend, as I do with everything, and so we're both obsessed with it. She was saying that it kind of looks like flowers, like this being the stem and like this being the flower. And I have to agree, I just really love how it joins the granny square pattern to itself, and it makes it very continuous. I think it's really, really cute. In this next section, I'm just going to show you how I did that because I just explained it verbally. That probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So I will be showing you. So now I'm going to show you how I joined these two granny squares like this using single crochets in the chain spaces and slip stitches on the back. Starting with the wrong sides facing each other, I do 2 chains on my corners, so I'm going to start not on this chain on this side, but the chain on the top here. And I'm going to put my hook into that spot, and same with the chain on the top here. Yarn over, slip stitch, and then that doesn't count as a single crochet, so I go back in. I want to make sure that this tail is like inside here. Yarn over, and single crochet. Then after this is where it gets a little more complicated, but I will say the first corner is the hardest part. So I move my hook over here and making sure that the top sides are still on top, I flip it around so that the right sides are now facing each other and the wrong sides are out. Make sure that the two tops are still on top. And then I slip stitched into the back loops of both squares so that the front loops would kind of be like covering up the slip stitches from the front. Alright, then yarn over and slip stitch. Yarn over and slip stitch. And yarn over and slip stitch. So that connects the 3 double crochets for that granny stitch, and then I flip it over again. So now the 2 right sides are facing out. And I am going to single crochet into this chain space here. Just like that. And then you do it again. So it's gonna look something like that. Honestly, the first one on the back square is the hardest to find because it's kind of covered up by the single crochet, so don't miss it. And before the last single crochet, flip your piece once again so that the right sides are facing out, and then onto this top chain here in the corner, put the hook into the first chain on the top, pull through and single crochet and fasten off. And there you go. This is what I'm calling the polka dot or the dotted join. If it has an actual name, please let me know. I would love to know. Because as far as I know, I came up with this on my own. And I really wouldn't be surprised if someone else out there has done a very similar thing. I'm gonna do the same thing with these ends here, and then this strip here will be finished. Okay, so then I also got this skein here. This is the Lucky brand cotton and merino wool blend, and I love natural fibers. This color is called, I think it's just purple velvet. And yeah, I've never used a yarn like this, But since I love cotton and I love wool when it's not too itchy, I very much gravitated towards this, and I actually got another color as well. This beautiful blue, teal blue. I'm just like so obsessed with. But yeah, I have plans for this that I'm going to talk about in another video. But this, I got one skein of this purple because I've been really wanting to make a beret, like the hat. So I have this like newsboy cap here, which is very similar to a beret. It's like a circle, and I wear it all the time. Wore it in my last video, my first video, because it's just so cute. I really want to make a beret with this beautiful purple. I hope my audio wasn't too bad because I kind of forgot about my microphone. Yeah, cutie ass dark purple. And I've been looking into a bit of like color theory, and I've decided that I'm like a fall, and there's like different subcategories, but I'm very much an autumn bitch. Maybe like, I don't know. I think that like color theory, I'm an artist, so like I know color theory, but like the whole like seasons thing feels a little bit arbitrary to me. I'm just really drawn to more darker colors like this, like this, like this. Ooh, spoilers. But that is a little bit different for what I'm doing with this. The other yarn I bought that I'm so excited for everything. Like I'm bursting at the seams with excitement, if it's not obvious. I got this. I'm pretty sure this is also Joann's brand. It's just their like more luxury brand. It's the KC Knit Crochet Cloud Paka. Maybe I should preface that I also went to Michael's a few days before that, and I got this yarn from Lion's brand. It's the Woolies Air. I guess I'll just briefly mention I started making a scarf. This is for my mom. But anyway, it ended up being the absolute perfect texture. It's just like fuzzy, fluffy, airy. And I know those textures are very in right now in like the knitting, crochet, and just like fashion world in general. And I get it. I'm obsessed with it too. So then when I went to Joann's, I actually saw this color online and I was like, ooh, so pretty. And then I went in store and I forgot about that yarn. It like left my head. But then I saw this again and I was like, ooh, I love this color. So like I really like this shade of blue. I'm realizing it's so beautiful. I didn't think I was a blue person until now. And I love blue. But let's be real. I love every color, and I go through phases of loving lots of colors more than different times. So for a while it was orange, and it still is orange. Like I love orange. Like look at this orange. I love brown. I love pink. I love blue. So I'm gonna make a sweater. I'm gonna knit a sweater. Sort of. So I'm very new to knitting. Like literally I only learned back in September and it's the end of December. And so far I've made a scarf and I've made something in the round. Something very simple in the round. I'll be talking about that in a different video. And I love wearables, so I really, really want to make a sweater. But when I went to Joann's, they only had 450-gram balls of this yarn. So I did a quick little bit of research on Ravelry to see what other people have done with this yarn and like how much it took them to make a sweater. Roughly 5, 6, 7 balls. Like I guess it depends on your style and like your body shape. And I like things oversized and I'm like a medium. So I was like, okay, 4 skeins Definitely not enough for a whole sweater, but that's okay. I wasn't gonna make a whole sweater. Not yet, not yet. That's for the future. I'm gonna make one of those cropped sweaters with the long sleeves. So a bolero. And I'm like, okay, 4 could be enough for that. But just to be safe, I think I would need at least one more skate or one more ball. And so then I started looking at the accent colors, and first I thought about they had this really pretty pastel green that I felt like green and blue, obviously they go really well together, but I don't know if like green or like light green is really my color. Like I don't know if it really suits me. And then there's a really pretty like pastel brown, and I was like, oh my god, pastel brown and blue. I was like, okay, maybe. And then I saw pink and I was like, okay, pink would also be really pretty. So of course I asked my girlfriend and she goes, yeah, blue and pink. I ultimately decided on blue and pink because transgender. And that's a huge theme for all of the yarn that I've been buying lately. Whew. So I really love those colors. I think they're beautiful together. Now, I will show you my plans that I've sketched out in my fashion sketchbook. I was very inspired by this pattern on Drop's website, this vintage 80s pattern that has what I'm calling a bubble seam, but I think they just call it a tube. When I looked at the pattern, it seems to be you just knit a little extra, fold it over, sew it, and it creates a tube. So obviously I want the blue to be the main color, and I want to have the pink as an accent color. These are sort of the colorways that I am planning. I think if I feel like doing a turtleneck, this is what I will do. My other option is to just do an I-cord for the neckline. I think that would be quite cute too. I wanted to see what it would look like if I did ribbing around the back and the front here, but I'm not really into it. If I do a ribbing, I think it would look better matching the body of the sweater rather than in an accent color. So then the final project I want to make for myself is another bolero, and very similar to the last one that I showed you, but I will be using this gorgeous yarn that I got for Christmas from me mom, and this is the Bride of Chucky yarn by Arcane Fiberworks. So this is, I believe, they're like 100 grams each, so 200 grams. Hopefully that's enough to make a bolero, because I think with these smaller skeins I have like 400 grams total. Ooh, I'm a little nervous, we'll see. If anything, I might size up on my needle so that it works up a little bit bigger. I don't know, I just really hope it's enough yarn, but I'll make it work. I'm gonna be knitting this after I knit the blue and pink one, because this yarn was a lot more expensive and it was a gift and it's just so pretty. So I'm gonna be doing that sometime later. But yeah, I'm gonna have to sit down and ball this shit up by hand because I don't have a ball winder. But it's okay. I did ball up one of my Hobie Horizon skeins, and honestly that wasn't too bad of an experience. It took me like 45 minutes, and I don't know. I just put on a little music and I fucking sit down and I roll that shit up. And it's just very like meditative for me. So yeah, and I'll show you the sketches that I have planned for these skeins as well. This is the project that I plan to make with this yarn. I thought that a fluffy ribbed turtleneck would be really cute, but if I don't have enough yarn for that, a boat neck will also be just as cute. This here is the kind of basic pattern that I plan to follow. It has the wide sleeves that attach to the body to create a sort of bat wing effect and wide shoulders. I plan to have the back be covered because that's what's going to create the wide arm's eye for the sleeves, and I want to have this cut out for the chest to be exposed so that an outfit can be shown off. Alright, and last thing yarn related for this video are these skeins that I bought from Michaels, the Woolies Air from Lion Brand. Now, orange, another one of my favorite colors. These I think are just like my favorite colors currently, is pink, blue, and orange. This orange is so beautiful. Like, look at it with this hat. They don't really go together, but you see like what I mean. This is more of a like a brown orange, and this is a bit more vibrant, but still very deep. I love it. Both of my parents, for Christmas, I was asking them like what I could make for them, and they both said scarves, but then Christmas happened, and I kind of knew I wasn't gonna be able to make them scarves for Christmas, so I got them something else. But this is what I have so far on the scarf for my mom. I'm using this pink color called Cotton Candy. I mean, are they just naming all like light pink colors cotton candy? Because to be honest, this isn't really a cotton candy to me. It's more of like a light pink, like a dusty pink. I love it though. And then this blue is called like Night Sky or something like that, and I think that's perfect. This is such a pretty blue. I'm doing pink and blue for my mom, and I'm just randomly going at the stripes, basically like whatever calls out to my heart is how big I make them. And I actually don't know what size this needle is. I got it from my grandma. If I had to guess, I'd say like a 10 millimeter. And this yarn calls for 6 millimeters, so I sized up quite a bit to get the look that I want, which is this very airy, flowy, fluffy effect with a 2x2 rib along the whole thing. And yeah, I think these vibes are just really perfect. And I think my mom will like it. And then for my dad, I'm going to be using the same blue because I don't think I'm going to use this whole skein for one scarf. On the packaging here, which is like honestly so helpful, it says you can make one scarf with one ball of this. So I said, three balls will make two scarves. So I'm gonna use this blue and this orange for my dad. Like, I don't want to do the same thing that I'm doing for my mom's scarf. I plan to use smaller needles. I think probably like closer to 6 millimeter or like 7 millimeter needles. I actually had them and I lost them. So I don't know where they are right now, but I'll find them. And instead of 2x2 rib, I want to do a 1x1 rib. And I think that style will just suit my dad better. It'll be less fluffy and less flowy and a little more condensed, and I just think he'll like that more. So yeah, I'm super excited to work with these also because I just love these two colors together. Like, I kind of want to make something for myself with these colors. Oh, I said that was it for the yarn. That's it for like the new projects that I haven't really started yet or that I want to start. I do have a couple of other projects that I've had in the plans in the works for a while now that I really want to complete this year. I think I could do it. I think I could complete them in 2025, especially having a YouTube channel which I plan to use to motivate myself to work on these things because it's been a while, you know? So that's gonna be my beachy, gothy, slinky cover up and I bought quite a bit of this Aunt Lydia's fashion thread for crocheting. I'm not sure if I'm gonna crochet or knit it yet. When I planned this project, I only knew how to crochet, but now I know how to knit, and I did start crocheting it and wasn't really satisfied with it, so I frogged it. And now I have this swatch here that I knitted on 5mm needles. And I did block it as well, I think. I made this a little while ago. But yeah, it's very drapey, very holey, and like netty, and that's just what I want. I'm also a little afraid that I'm not gonna have enough of this, but luckily it's readily available, so I can always buy more. I just hate spending money, you know? So yeah, I think that's gonna be really sexy and really cute, and I like can't wait to just wear it to the beach. And honestly, not at the beach, because I love dressing like a slut just normally. Okay, and actually, the final thing I want to talk about, yarn related, is this blanket I've been working on for years now. Probably almost 3 years, maybe more, who knows? I'm not a blanket person. That's okay. But I really want to finish this blanket because I just think it'll be amazing. This is what it looks like so far. It's a tapestry project. A giant tapestry project. That's the back. Ooh! So yeah, that's all I have so far. And I did calculate how long it would take me to finish. And if I worked on it every day, I can definitely finish it this year. Easily. But I don't work on it every day. I don't think I even work on it once a month, which is really sad. One row of this tapestry takes me half an hour. So 2 rows takes me 1 full hour. And you know what? I have no issue doing that. I have no issue dedicating an hour or 2 hours to this. Uh, Maybe not every day, but a couple times a week. And I will definitely be able to finish it if I worked on it that often. So I think what I need to do is just really plan out and really like stick to working on this at least once or twice a week. So that I probably honestly more than once a week. Twice, 3 times a week so that I can really get this finished because I'm so excited to have it done. I'm planning to hang it up on my wall right there, but honestly, this space of my wall is probably not even big enough for it. Um, I could use it as a blanket. I do plan to line it actually, but I think it would be really warm and it doesn't get really cold where I live. I think it'd still be very nice to have a blanket. Um, but also it's like I don't want to ruin it. I don't think I would ruin it. I take very good care of my things. I just also just like want to look at it all the time and like have it up on my wall. I think that would be so cute. Yeah, I'm just using Pound of Love. I bought all of this yarn ages ago on sale when I worked at Joann's. So I got it for relatively cheap. Um, and yeah, I did calculate like all the amount of yarn I'm gonna need, all of that. I did all that a while ago, so I don't remember how I did it exactly. If you want a video where I go in depth about that process, I definitely could do that. Just let me know. But yeah, let me show you the graph for this project. Yeah, my iPad is so cute. I love my stickers. So this here's the graph, and then you can see the progress I've made so far with the rows that I've scratched out. Yeah, there's still a couple there. Just ignore them. So yeah, I love the cramps. They're right behind me, aren't they? Wait, I just realized that'll make it so that I have 2 cramps things on my wall. Maybe I won't hang it up. I don't know. We'll see. It's not finished yet. But yeah, I'm just obsessed with this graph. I made the graph myself too. I found the image, found the border, um, just like mashed it all together and then put it into a website that turns your work into graphs. Yeah, I'm really excited to finish this. I think it's gonna be maybe my magnum opus. In addition to the yarn that I bought a while ago, I also bought some faux fur yarn a while ago. You know what? Let me just get it. These are also Lion brand. I decided after I bought that yarn that I thought like a faux fur border on it would look fabulous. So Joann's doesn't sell this yarn anymore. My camera died while I was yapping, and in that time, I decided to wind up my Bride of Chucky skein. This is the other one. I'll ball that one up later. I was talking about this faux fur yarn because I thought having a faux fur border around my black and white blanket would just look so cunty. I've yapped a while, but the last thing I want to talk about is a sewing project. So I got this cotton, like plaid tartan fabric a while ago. And I got it, like I thrifted it, so it was only $2 for that amount of inches. I saw a photo of Cyndi Lauper wearing a black skirt with plaid ruffles on the bottom, and I love that. I have a very similar skirt that I made already, but that skirt is getting very tight on me because I made it a couple years ago, so I'm definitely in need of a new black skirt, and I love how the plaid ruffles look, so I'm going to recreate that basically. And in the photo that I saw with Cyndi Lauper, there is some beautiful contrasting color lace at the bottom, and I think I'm gonna do the same thing, maybe with a light yellow lace or a white. I think I'm gonna do more than one color of lace to add some depth. I think I'll probably remake my black skirt in so that it actually fits me because I really love that skirt and I don't know what I'll do without it. Alright, so that was everything. I really hope you enjoyed seeing and listening, and I'm so excited to start working on everything. Um, I'm definitely gonna start working on this beret like right away. Very hopeful to finish this balaclava soon. I don't have the correct needles for it right now, so it's gonna be a minute. Same with this sweater. I need to see what needles I need for it, and I'm gonna get right on it. I'm actually gonna be using some 80s patterns from Drops or Guard Studio for reference, and I think all of those sweater patterns are knit flat, and my grandma just gave me a shit ton of straight needles, so if anything, I could probably start on this right away. I'm so excited. 2024 has been a year. It's been the most crochetest year for me. It's been a very successful crochet year for me. I feel like this is the year that I really came into my style with crocheting. Fashion as well. Like I've loved fashion for many, many years. And my style has obviously evolved during that time. But I just have so much fun with it. And this year has been much more of a focus for me with fashion and crocheting. And then I learned how to knit. That is so fucking exciting. I I just like I love it. Um, I can't wait to just make everything, and I can't wait to share it, and I can't wait to style it. And yeah, I'm just so excited for 2025. I'm very excited to keep crocheting, to finish these crochet projects that I've been dreaming about, and to really start developing my knitting. Yeah, I am thrilled. I plan to cast on soon. Maybe I'll film some of that progress. Who knows? I find that Filming what I'm making while I'm making it tends to hold me back, and that's the opposite of what I want. I want this YouTube channel to propel me forward creatively. I don't want to feel like I have to set up a camera before I and get like a shot right before I can start working. It's just too many things for me, and I have ADHD, so if there's too many obstacles in the way, it makes me not want to start. And that's not fun at all. Not at all. I have so much fun knitting and crocheting. I don't want anything to really take that away from it. So yeah, so much yapping. But I had a blast, and I hope you had a blast, and I hope you subscribe and leave a like if you are interested in the things that I'm doing and sharing. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!